modeled the innovation process through thinking about three elements that need to come together: market application, implementation, and technology. And it's these three elements that have to be refined and this uncertainty reduced over time in order to have them all come together so that there's a viable innovation in the marketplace. When people think about innovation, they typically, first come to the conclusion that, well, there's different kinds. There's a technological innovation. People call that a technology push. And then sometimes people think, well, I'm going to start on the market side. That'll be a market pull innovation. And actually, what we try to get across is that everything is always pulling and pushing. The three elements of market application, technology, and implementation are always affecting each other, and that great innovators actually look at them over the entire time period. So even if I'm doing basic research, I sort of know how industry does it today. I know what I'm trying to discover in order to change that, and the kinds of applications that it might impact, even though we might be 10 or 15 years ahead of time. So in bringing the three elements together for innovation, market application, implementation, and technology, we can then map that onto the people that need to be involved and say, well, if those three elements have to come together, what kind of people do we need to bring together? Typically, it's better to have a team where maybe there's three people at the beginning and one person can kind of cover a couple of those elements. Maybe a technical person that's become experienced in a particular application in the marketplace, and another person that might understand operations in a particular industry, but then they've moved to the technology side, or some collection like that. The reason that's important is because of this iterative process that has to occur in innovation. You have to be able to communicate to each other and come to conclusions with some common ground. If you have somebody that only knows, let's say, the market side, and you have someone that only knows technology, someone who only knows operations, even though you have all the elements there, it's very difficult for them to come together because they don't speak the same language, and to evaluate risk together and how to de-risk things is very difficult.